Welcome back to the New Life Recap, your weekly roundup of comings and goings on the New Life server. This week, Workbench Fever sweeps the land, 2 people forget to watch their step, and 1 little man hits a very big milestone. Got it? Then let's go.
Are you ready to build a clubhouse with me?
I'd rather be a 1 life than a no life.
That's right, Pix!
Catherine meets up with some of her fellow First Lifers to discuss the creation of a First Life clubhouse, something to reward them for surviving this long, and lord it over everyone else, of course. After agreeing on a build palette, they split off to gather materials, and show off what they found to each other, with the usual shenanigans.
It's nether reeds, which are like sugarcane, but you have to grow them near lava, and
Sounds
then...
like me. Never picked up a book.
Yeah,
We'll use it as a floor.
Sorry, it took me a minute, but I got there.
They assemble the clubhouse in beautiful shades of red to represent being on their first life, and nothing else, Martin. The end result is super cute, and once it's complete, Catherine gives a tour of the interior, including a founder's photo, bunk beds, and its own rooftop waystone. She then returns home to show off some upgrades to the underground star base. The stars themselves now glow with paper lanterns, and a handy workbench lets her enhance both her ladders and her enchantment area. With first house on one street complete, Martin stops off at Sausages on the way home to share some villager info, and gets an eyeful of the fancy new Funko holder. Something goes bump in the night, but neither of them see what it is.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. What is that?
What was that sound?
Oh my god, that scared the Jesus out of me.
What is
I'm
it?
going to sleep.
At least they know what the sounds in the nether are. It's Sausage's relatives. They don't seem too fond of Martin, though. He finally makes it back to the dollop and sets out actually making it a home. Martin can't live in a cave forever. A few create farms and 1 schematic cannon later, and there's a house fit for the snowiest of Vikings. It'll be a bit of work getting all the Collins inside, though. Maybe he can ask the local transporter for help. Though that might be a little difficult with what Scott's been up to this week. You'll see. Scott catches up with the newly hybridified Sparrow, almost taking a turn in the machine himself.
My turn.
No, Scott, it does bad things. Scott.
My turn.
No. Don't you swap me in there. Don't you swap me in the last second.
He likes being a transporter too much, though. It provides unique pranking opportunities. Scott constructs a void box out of black concrete and carpet, completely dark inside, and uses food delivery as a guise to get close enough to mark a victim. Then is back home, put himself into the box, and swap. The first victim is Jimmy, who is suspicious of the food, but not the man. His mistake. The prank is cut short by Martin, who had come over on his way to CPK's for revenge. Convenient time to hire him as Scott's lawyer in the upcoming trial, especially with Jimmy as opposing counsel. Good guy doesn't stand a chance against the 2 of them. Scott also throws Catherine into the void for a bit, but he also gives her an umbrella at the end of it all, so no harm done, right? With his powers warmed up, Scott heads out to a dungeon he saw last week. He'll be fine, he can teleport. There's plenty of good loot, and a few strong enemies. Okay, a lot of strong enemies. It gets really close, but he hangs in there, even when it's on just half a heart. But you know what they say, hubris is every great man's downfall.
Whoa, the knockback is wild. No. Why didn't I teleport? I get fall damage resistance when I teleport. No!
What will he be next? Wait and see. Maybe he'll get a nether-friendly origin, like Gem. She's been spending her time this week in the nether, collecting all sorts of special plant life to decorate her base. In order to display and cultivate all the hot nether plants, Gem decides to build a greenhouse, even if it's more of a black house. Fighting against her cottagecore instinct, she uses dark-colored blocks with the chip mod, and gets nerdy with the workbenches to add texture. She's also getting a little nerdy with the create mod, setting up an automatic tree farm with a collection system. Her lava farm for fuel is attached to the side of her tower to add some extra heat and blaze aesthetic. Knowing that she knows what she's doing with Create, Jimmy calls on Gem for help producing concrete, and she obliges. While she's there, Gem decides to test more of her potions. The first makes him shrink down, which he is very grumpy about, but luckily she also has one to make him big and tall. She's still taller, though. When it all wears off, they set to work making a gravel generator, which can then be turned into sand. This Create stuff ain't so hard after all. Maybe they should change the name of the server. Flip's got an option.
Welcome to Create Life SMP, New Life SMP. That's the one we're on.
Flip's ready to unveil some of the bigger plans for his island, provided he lives long enough to implement the districts, that is. After fixing the items collection for the spawner farm to make it a little more lag-friendly, it's time to make the farming district, complete with crops aplenty and a barn to store them in. With a windmill, of course. What Create build is complete without one? He's far from all work and no play, always keeping his neighbors in mind. Fwip boats up an untamed jellycat for Scar, and spends some time hanging with Sausage and Pearl at Gem's place. Pearl has her own Create work to show him, though her choice of elevator music is, interesting.
Have fun.
Oh yeah, no, this is great. Yeah,
Have fun.
okay, beam me up.
Bye.
Beam me up, Perlo.
Yeah, it's okay.
Perlo,
Have
beam
fun.
me up. No,
All
Perlo.
good.
He does the redstone.
Just thought you would enjoy the music a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you know that coughing in there? That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Really solidified.
While cleaning up his own chest monsters, Fwip discovers that assembler machines can be used to store a number of chests within them. That's right, a massive mobile storage system. He brings a prototype to show Sausage, who is so excited he nearly fireballs Fwip and immediately places a pre-order. Sounds like a new business coming soon. Pearlescent Moon is already rolling in riches. Thanks to her new elevator, she can now easily get down to the mines to use her ability to detect diamonds. Tested by Sausage, she can rest assured she's totally safe from any visual glitches. Unfortunately, this kind of mining comes with consequences. Because she oxidizes faster when using abilities, Pearl decides to get her own bees for wax. A workman keeps all tools close at hand. She grabs a full hive for the total bee location achievement, now just to get them home.
Oh no. Oh no.
She comes back small and sparkling. Pearl's now a star. She can jump and glide like Sausage, glow in the dark, and even changes size based on time of day. Since she no longer needs the honeycomb farm, Pearl changes into some starry pajamas and builds a wizard tower instead. It's got a sideways windmill in the center, allowing power to generate for any potential machines in the future, and adapts to her changing height. Good Times with Scar is also thinking of changing heights. Not for him, for his airplane. He returns to the Scarport to find some strange monoliths begging Scar for rides on the airplane. They're in luck because airport expansions and bringing the plane into land are exactly what Scar has planned. That means taking the next step in Create mod progression, blaze burners for brass, which means Scar's gotta go to the Nether and face a combination of two things he hates, wither skeletons and snakes.
Those things. Facing my fears, never mind, never mind. All right, I'm gonna eat an apple. I will conquer my fears with the power of the magical apple coursing through my veins. Die, you beasts!
He gets his blaze burners, and also gets lost trying to find his way home. Thankfully, a breadcrumb trail of structures leads him to a waystone. Brass time. Now if he could just figure out cast iron. Thankfully, Scar's got landscaping well figured out, expanding the runway and filling in the desert inside and around, complete with custom rocks and desert pines. With a basic route for the plane finished, Scar lays out an underground rail system to make the plane take off and land, though not without some mishaps.
Mayday, mayday. Scar Air has had a catastrophe. It looks like the plane crashed. It doesn't help that it's in a shadow, making the front look like it's on fire. Or have just been charred.
After a few more minor adjustments, the plane finally takes off, much to Scar's enjoyment.
Here it goes, guys. Here it goes. It's going on the runway. It's going on the runway. Okay, it's about to take off. Let's go. There it goes. Oh, man. I love it.
And to wrap up this week, Jimmy's been experimenting with workbenches off camera. There's so many more options for colored blocks and textures. He's also identified a perfect replacement for all the birch around his base, mushroom stems. Time for good guy to face the Nether. His portal spits him out in a small Nether dungeon with a pigment spawner and a lot of loot, music discs aplenty. He digs up and out and finds himself in the exact biome he needs. The server is lagging though, so Jimmy grabs what he needs and heads home to experiment with quartz glass. Utilizing some of the new blocks he found, Jimmy sets up a little area for his waystone and one for his enchanter. He also shows off the gravel generator Jem helped him make earlier. The best workbench is a friend. Jimmy even manages to convince Martin to give a tour around the First Life clubhouse, as long as he never touches the floor. We checked the footage, and just this week, Jimmy, we didn't see anything. Even if he's not a resident on one street, Jimmy's got a one of his own, the big one with 6 zeros. That's right, Solidarity Gaming officially hit 1 million subscribers, and the server was determined to celebrate. Catherine left a beautiful pink shrine for Ken, complete with balloons. Sausage swapped out all of Jimmy's birch decor for the desired mushroom ones under the guise of a prank, and Martin even produced a special edition, one-of-a-kind Gold Guy Funko Pop and skin just for Jimmy. There's also various posters of Jimmy's channel and face placed around his area, though the origination of the paintings is a bit murky when Martin claims to have done everything. Still, a huge congratulations to Mr. Solidarity. As part of that million, it couldn't have happened to a nicer chap. And we're gone! That wraps up the week here on New Life Recap. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want more. Check out the contributors in the description below, and we'll see you all next week.